Hey, welcome to the Spirit Wild Bear Review. I am Shagdog.
I'm Jammer.
I'm, of course, JammerFan, the occasional guest that comes on the show, along with a menagerie, I will say, of other guests, like PA Brew News. Who we got?
And this music just makes me want to go, hey, welcome to the Spitter Wild Beer Review. Have you tasted Sweaty Ball beer?
Yes. Hey,
That's a shout out for Saturday Night Live back in the day with Alec Baldwin doing the NPR with his sweaty balls. Huh?
It sounded familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I should show that I have a beer as well. Look, it's alcohol.
I'm doing AlphaGator by Abita Brewing. It's an Imperial IPA.
Are we all supposed to talk like that? I'm doing Voodoo Ranger Juice Force IPA.
Ooh, that looks juicy.
I'm doing Genesee Specialty Honey Brown, guys.
Oh, that's a bit of honey. Sweet brown.
Yeah, that downtown brown motherfucker.
That's somebody you don't hear about anymore. Downtown Julie Brown.
Baddest bitch in the whole damn town.
Wubba, wubba, wubba. Goodbye. God bless.
Wubba, wubba. I don't know about you guys, but I got some interesting little notes here on the bottle. It says right here, AlphaGator is an Imperial IPA that is unquestionably at the top of the chain. Lurking around with a cloudy appearance, this brew asserts big hop flavors of tropical and citrus fruits with an 8.5 ABV. This reptile reigns supreme. There you go.
Jammer, that's an 86 on Beer Advocate, and it's considered an Imperial IPA. Hey, you want to know what I'm doing? I'm doing Voodoo Rangers Juice Force IPA. It gets a 85 on Beer Advocate. New England IPA by New Belgium Brewing. 9.5% ABV. Notes: Juice Force is fruit forward, highly drinkable, 9.5% ABV blast. Buckle up with this hazy IPA. You'll be buzzing the tower in no time. What the hell's the tower? It has Mosaic, Chinook, Fato, Galaxy, Strata, Lotus, and Sabro hops, and pale oats and wheat malts.
You drink it once and you're dead. It's fatal.
No, not fatal. I think I said what the hell was it? Fato. P-H-A-T-O. Fato or Fato.
Yeah, you're going to have to look those up and learn how to speak.
Maybe it's fat with a PH, Fato. Fat bitch hops.
All right. Well, that's a hard act to follow, but I'm doing a classic, just bad American beer, Genesee Specialty Honey Brown. It's not really favorably reviewed online except for one thing. First of all, it's not a brown ale. I guess it's a lager. It pours like a golden color. The whole name is a farce. And so that's what I've read. I've never had it, but we'll see, I guess, right? And second of all, people can get this for $14.99 a 30-pack, and I saw it for $15.99 a 30-pack at my liquor store. I got this 6-pack for $3.99, guys.
Wow.
4.5%, $3.99. I was at Trader Joe's for $5.49 a 6-pack. So this beats it. Honey Brown is like, if you're living in like the gutter in like a box with a tinfoil hat, this is like your go-to like craft beer, man.
Hey, I like the idea of a tinfoil hat. That's stylish.
I recently spent a lot on food because I that's funny, Jammer. That's funny. I just want to give the viewers a little bit of a description that I recently, man, you guys know how expensive groceries are. I got some steak and some premium stuff and made some nice dinner and nice leftovers, but it was like, damn, I kind of cut into my beer budget a little bit buying some real food. Like these days, it's expensive, right?
Oh, yeah. Those prices are way up there now.
Yeah, so I just was like, I need a 6-pack. I don't want to break the bank. And Honey Brown was like, how you doing? Had a big yellow sign that said sale $3.99. Like it was big. It was like 20-point font Like they're trying to move these guys. There must be the date's indecipherable. It says B138514:31. So good luck on that.
That sounds like the honey badger attacked me once. It was a honey brown badger. It was sweet, cheap, and she was ferocious. We had a good time.
Nice. Should I go ahead and pour mine then, guys? I want to do this as a proper beer review. So hold on.
Yeah.
I'm serving this in a highball glass because it's a bullshit beer. It doesn't deserve a real pint glass. I'm just going for what I had in the fridge.
Well, my beer has a yellow hazy with golden, kind of like orange hues, a frothy white head that's quickly dissipated. Smells of tropical fruits like orange and lemon and maybe a little mango smell there. You don't know mango. Yeah, nice smells there. A little dankness. You know, that dirty dish towel smell. Yeah, smells good. Love that.
Yeah. I started sipping mine. I smelled it forever.
You're drinking it already? What the hell?
I've been smelling it for all this whole time. What, 7 minutes now?
You're ruining the format. Shagdog, stick with the format.
Hey, I smelled it. I came, I smelled, I conquered. And
oh my God.
it smells pretty good.
That's more information than we needed to know that beer gets you sexually excited.
And I conquered.
You just sexually assaulted my ears.
No, I didn't assault it. It was battery and defamation. So sue me.
I need at least $5 million.
But you can smell all those hops, but it's not very strong for having all those hops. So it must be teeny weeny bits of all those hops. I don't know. But it smells juicy and fruity, almost like juicy fruit gum with hops. Juicy fruit.
Oh, yeah. That actually sounds good.
It smells pretty good, and it tastes about the same as the smell, actually. So, yeah, there you go.
We're not to the taste yet.
Yeah.
JammerFan.
A little grapefruit in there, too. Okay.
So we have a golden, barely copper pour. We started off with about a 1/4 inch of head, which I would say is like one finger, that slowly faded to this little cap that sometimes you see on these cheaper lagers, but it still has some head up there. Very mild lacing, and it does not look like a brown ale, as you can see. And it's Shagdog, can you help me out? What is it? What's the style of this beer on the internet? What's it say?
It says on Beer Advocate that it is a amber red lager.
Yeah. So calling it a brown ale, it's called honey brown ale, is like, what the hell?
It doesn't say honey brown ale because the picture I'm seeing says honey brown original lager.
Brown, but that's what you think, right?
When you hear honey brown ale.
I mean, have you ever heard of a brown lager?
No.
Not necessarily. No.
Unless you're just drinking Bud Light and you're like, this is a piece of shit beer. It's a brown lager. I guess that's come across before. The smell's actually pleasant. I would say it smells like corn pops, wheat bread, and hay.
Mm. Did you say hay or hate?
You said corn pops.
Okay.
Hey, we're not allowed to talk about politics, Jammer.
I thought you said hate there for a moment, and I was like, wow, that's not
politics. That's a feeling.
Yeah. Well, now that we've got through those apothegms, we can move on.
Yeah. I mean, you could continue to talk about your delicious Gator beer there.
I'm going to drink mine.
This is pretty good, actually. I'm not a big IPA fan at all, but this is a nice NEPA. It's very juicy. You actually pick up a little bit of grapefruit. Juicy, fruity, grapefruity, a little tiny grapefruit. Not overwhelming because I hate grapefruit too, but it's all right.
That sounds wonderful.
So, Shagdog, I've actually had that beer you're drinking. Jammer, I haven't had your beer. But I'm noticing right now, Shagdog, how's your lacing compared to Jammer's? Jammer's has a lot of good lacing on there.
Lacing? A little bit of lacing. I filled it back up more because I got like a 24-ounce can.
I feel like yours has got a lot less, though, than Jammer's. You know, as you guys know, the quality of the beer, the more lacing, right? Isn't that often a sign of quality of the ingredients or just like
dirty glass?
Too, though, some people say.
It's what?
Could be a dirty glass.
Waste, yeah, lace is waste. People say that's
lace is waste.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, usually like a quality beer will have like good lacing, you know?
Yeah, that's one of the things they said, and then the opposition is what Shagdog was saying, that you don't have a clean glass per se, as
Sure.
clean as it should be, and
I
and
don't
that
know.
it's a cheap. It shows that it has adjuncts in it and all that kind of stuff. I don't think that would definitively indicate adjuncts or a dirty glass per se.
Well,
I think it's probably more like what you're saying on the quality side to a degree.
or just maybe it's more classically made. Like Juice Force, I've had it, I've read about it. It's got like lots of like artificial flavors and like juice they put in it and stuff. I
Oh,
feel
wow.
like the acidity of the juice, because sour ales actually never have lacing because the acidity just strips it off the glass. I think that may be what's happening with Shagdog's beer.
Yeah, it has a little lace, but I mean, look, if I go there, tip the glass, it stays. But I like the wet lace too. I don't like Miller. I like Miller High Life, but I don't like Miller High Life lace because it sticks on the glass and it dries up real quick. Yeah.
Well,
That's
mine,
bad.
it has a, of course, you're constantly your nostrils being filled with that dankness, those flavor, tropical smells, and the dankness of that, like a dirty dish towel. But once you get past all that, it's got a sweetness, a little tartness. It's very juicy, very enjoyable to drink. It actually has like an orange flavor, along with maybe some like lemon or slight grapefruit type, citrus flavors in it and everything, and maybe just a little splash of mango in there. I'm trying to think exactly what the it's kind of hard because there's like not a film, but not a powder. It's just kind of like it kind of like tightens up the taste buds. It's like make you pucker a little bit. And I think that's that grapefruit lemon tartness along with the citra hops, I think, is in it.
Yeah.
Because it tastes very similar to citrus hops. I would have to go on their website and see, but I think there's got to be some citra hops in there. And I like citra hops. So for an Imperial IPA, citra hops is really nice. It's
So
a nice.
Can you tell me the hops one more time?
Citra.
And that's it, or what else? Do they list anything else?
I'm just picking up citra hops. I mean, it might be others in there, but that's it.
Let's see if your others don't have any notes on it.
But what I will say is that it's a very delicious IPA, Imperial IPA. It hides the 8.5 ABV. Maybe maybe a little almost like Roman meal bread type flavor in there. Very faint. But yeah, that's about it.
So I like the Roman meal. I like that adjective. Ronald the Riot, aka Ron Terrio. I've heard him use that a couple times, and you guys hung out. I'm not saying that like there's a cross pollination there, but I like that it's like it describes that kind of like mealy barley type of more like rustic bread flavor than just like a white bread, right?
Yep.
Like
back in the day on the old channel and everything, we used to use that quite a bit.
Roman bread.
Yeah,
kind of like Jewish bread, but it's Roman.
We're not even sure they sell that anymore.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, like I've had similar styles. I don't think I've had that, but I've made bread myself, and I've made things with like spelt, amaranth, like ancient grains, rye.
And that's probably the healthiest type of bread right there, the ancient grains.
Yeah.
But that's my beer.
Roman meal bread.
According to Roman Meal International, one of the first bread brands made available nationwide, Roman Meal continues to sell a variety of whole grain products throughout most areas of the United States today, and even makes its products available internationally.
Maybe certain stores only carry it or something. Huh?
Well, we know they're whole grain though, right? They said whole grain. It's not like a white Wonder bread, like Kroger Great Value kind of cheap ass loaf of like white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I like white bread, but you can only eat so much of that. It's not very healthy. I don't think.
The whiter the bread, the quicker you're dead.
There
you go.
More white bread, more head. The more inbred. That's a good one.
Jammer and I are just like, no, that doesn't. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
More white bread, more inbred. Come here, sister.
Terrible. Oh, that's terrible. Good
So
thing
South
you don't.
Carolina already has a bad enough reputation, Shagdog. They don't need you saying that.
Who does? Who has a bad reputation?
I said South Carolina already has a bad enough reputation.
Yeah, with your buddy, what's that, Maddow or whatever his name is, now saying that he did kill his housekeeper.
I think we're right behind West Virginia and Mississippi still, though.
I guess I was talking more about the cousin fucking metric.
That's more
well, that too.
The
cousin fucking and the wife and son killing and housekeeper.
I never met a cousin I didn't like.
But
terrible.
Now, is it okay if your third cousin? We've talked about this before. If your third cousin, health-wise, the children will be all right.
Health-wise, they'll be okay.
Yeah, they say if you get the first or second cousin.
But I'm sure you're not thinking about children when you start doing it.
Not at all.
You're probably not going, oh my God, I hope I don't get her pregnant and have warped little babies. Oh my God, I hope I don't get her pregnant and have warped little babies.
Only if it's first or second cousin you're thinking about that, actually. I would.
So I have a way to tie this back to beer. Shagdog, have you ever went to Asheville, North Carolina? That's where all these breweries are.
It's not real far drive, but it's about 5 or 6 hours from here.
That's not that far. Do they have New Belgium there? Bells, right? Like all these.
It's not real far, but I got 2 days off and I work night shift, so it's hard for me to readjust at my age to go back.
Oh my God.
It is. I mean, if I go like tonight, if I get home from work and I try to go to sleep, I just can't. It takes me about a week to switch back over to a. Yeah. I mean, when I went to Florida in December for Christmas,
you thought you were tying it back into the beer, but just tied it back into his work.
I was tired all week. It took me about a week to finally get adjusted to day shift hours. Yeah.
God forbid you actually have to work a regular job, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can remember somebody going on, I didn't go out but for 3 hours today, and I made X amount of dollars. And well, you poor idiot going out there slaving for 12 hours a day.
Who's slaving 12 hours a day?
I am.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyhow, this beer is pretty good. Actually, it does have a little bit of pineapple in it too. So it's a pineapple grapefruit. It's really a lot of different fruits in there or something. It's juicy. Some people don't like it. I saw on Beer Advocate, but
I don't like it just from what JammerFan said.
So I live right down the street from the brewery, and I can tell you what the locals think about this beer. We kind of think of it as like a Four Loko cheap kind of like, because honestly, in my area, it's $2.99 for a 19.2 ounce.
This
9.5%. I can get that for $2.99.
Man, I paid $5 for that shit. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was probably $2.99, $3.
Yeah, I've seen it for $3.49 or $3.99 at more expensive places. Yeah. And you know what? That's kind of like, so they actually have one called Fruit Force that just came out. Have you seen that?
I got that one too.
Okay. That one tastes like straight fruit punch. It does. There's no hops, no nothing, and it reminds me of the Fruit Punch Four Loko. Like they're $3. It's a tall can.
But it's considered IPA or something, right?
It's better than Four Loko. It's like a craft Four Loko.
But it's considered IPA or something, though.
So when you have the fruit punch, I dare you to find hops in it. Like this one you're drinking, Shagdog. The Fruit Force or the Juice Force actually has hops. Like you can taste it.
Wow. Yeah, all those hops I mentioned supposedly in this, but it must be minute amounts of all of them because it's not real.
So
hoppy.
Fruit Force is just listed as like a fruit ale or something. It's not an IPA.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, I got additional information on mine.
I don't know, but all these beers called Force, that's almost like brute force.
Yeah. So wait until they come out with that. That's going to taste like sweat and,
sweaty balls.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So real quick, I'm supposed to go after Shagdog, I guess. So and then Jammer's got some new info apparently. So you guys know what the smell was like. So I'm just gonna go in on the taste.
You haven't tasted it yet?
No, I haven't
Man,
tasted it.
I thought you had already tasted it.
No,
Oh,
not yet.
you should have tasted it while somebody was talking.
I did, but I didn't taste it on camera.
Oh.
So the only Genesee beer I've had before this is cream ale. You guys reviewed.
Hey, Genesee.
You guys did Genesee cream ale, correct? From my
Yeah.
We did that with Genesee.
Genesee cream ale, Genesee regular.
I think it was on the old channel though. I don't think it's on this channel.
Yeah, I did a cream ale.
Yeah,
on
we
this
might
channel.
have it on there. We've done it a couple times.
Oh, you did? Maybe you did a couple times.
Yeah. In fact, I may have one in there right now.
So it reminds me with that corny. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like you can taste that corn. It's almost like a cream corn. It's like a sweet corn adjunct. It's an adjunct taste.
Something they have, yeah. It's a unique Genesee taste they have. It's really unique.
Yeah, that unique Genesee. Maybe it's not adjunct. Do you guys know if cream ale is 100% just like malt, or does it have adjunct?
No, maybe a real cream ale is that way, but
I think Genesee might have an adjunct.
I think they have adjuncts in it because I taste that corn too.
Yeah.
When I taste it, sometimes I'll say it's the high fructose corn syrup because it's sweet and everything.
Yeah.
But with the Genesee, I'd almost say that was almost like you're saying the cream corn, maybe a little roasty even.
Yeah.
And I think it's the water.
Slight. I mean, very faint and slight on the Genesee cream ale.
Yeah, there's a particular lake they get their water. It's not the Genesee River, but there's a lake they get their water from, and I think it's the water actually.
Yeah,
but I will say this much: that the Genesee Honey Brown actually looks. It draws my curiosity to it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Have either of you guys had this?
No.
No, I had their Oktoberfest because my parents were up in New York in November. They mentioned that, but you only get 6 beers. What 6 beers you want? So I skipped that one and took the Oktoberfest. But
so from the research I did, it does have honey in it. It's not a brown ale. There's no such thing as a brown lager, but it's check it out. It's I don't know. It's
got a nice color.
Yeah, it's considered amber red lager, so it does have a little bit of amber color in it.
And it really tastes like so now I'm getting a little more toast. It tastes like breakfast. So you have your bowl of corn pops and you have like a piece of toast a piece of wheat toast, a piece of Roman bread that you've toasted. And you have the caramelization, which is that brown ale type flavor, right? And then I don't know if you've ever put honey on buttered toast. You
said corn pop.
No, hops.
No, Jammer said corn pop.
Oh,
you said corn pop or something.
There's corn pop, but there's also
corn pop was a bad dude.
Yeah, he was a bad dude.
I'll pass the torch to you, Mr. Jammer.
I like that description though, because with the toast and the honey and the butter and all that, yeah. As you could tell, as JammerFan mentioned earlier, the lacing on that one, I got quite a bit there. Very tasty beer here. The additional information I got on here, I went to the website, and it says right here the yeast is an ale yeast, which we already figured, right? And the hops, Citra. And it does not say anything more than Citra hops. So that's it. And then the IBUs is 35, and they just called the color like a light 5 out of 100.
Did you see the scores for each of these? Did you tell us what AlphaGator scored yet? I don't remember that.
Yeah, when he was giving some information, I gave the score, which was 86.
86.
And then what's Juice Force at?
Juice
85.
Force, according to Beer Advocate, was 80. Oh no, 85. Was that 85? Yeah.
And then the Honey Brown was the 70, 72.
70. Yeah, 85 for Juice Force, and Honey Brown was a 72.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is good for Genesee.
So we should all see how we feel about that score. How do you feel about that score, Graham?
Sorry about that.
Do you think is your score line up with Beer Advocate?
What? For my AlphaGator?
Yeah. Like 86, like a mid B, maybe B plus.
What I like about this is that you cannot tell whatsoever that it has 8.5 ABV. There's no taste of alcohol. It's a nice dry, just drying finish. I won't say a dry finish. It's a juicy beer that ends up going into a wet and drying finish because as you're sitting there and you just took the drink, your mouth is still, your palate's still wet, juicy. You get that puckering, and then it kind of dries out and mellows out and dissipates to where it's, nothing left but a little tinge of the flavor that makes you want to take another sip. And I would say I would give this a sworder, a swallow and a quarter, and I would actually give this a B plus. On the verge of an A, if they would just cut down the sour dankness, almost like smegma smell.
Smegma. It's never a good sign.
Yeah. Get rid of that a little bit, and I'd be happier. I know I'm reaching out there for some, words.
I really like the description, Jammer. It's very valuable to me, at least as a beer fan. I really like your review.
Well, thank you. I'm not that detailed, but I tried to relate it to something that people either have tasted, smelled, or thought of.
Hey, as long as you and me keep it classy and we're like really professional, we can make Shagdog look bad.
Yeah, exactly. And that doesn't take much.
Some of my solo videos, I am pretty classy.
You are just giving you shit
because you're forced to be. Because it's all you.
So Shagdog, remind me, what is it? Beer Advocate 85 for yours?
Yeah, 85.
So that's pretty generous for that beer. That's pretty
9.5%. If you're feeling like Jammers, you wouldn't be able to tell this is 9.5. I'm feeling it on lack of sleep and hardly an empty stomach. But I'm going to give it, on that note, 85. I'd give it a straight up B and a swallow, actually.
Nice. So a B, to me, a B would be like an 84 or 85. Are you saying
depending on what school you're going to?
You're more of 86? Are you pretty much on par with the score?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm on 85 on a New York, Pennsylvania education, so that might be a B plus, but I'm just gonna say a B, 85 B.
All right. 85. Now, how much of that score on Beer Advocate is driven by the fact that it's like a good hooch, right? It's like you get a lot of alcohol for your money. Do you think that's factoring in?
It might be, but one guy gave it a 1.5 out of 5 on Beer Advocate.
Shit.
He said it was. I forgot. I looked at it. I forgot where the hell it was, but right there. Nose and taste is artificial, like an orange white claw. Fucking disgusting. That's what
I could say it fucking disgusting for an orange white claw, but
it's not an orange white claw because I've had white claws.
So Shagdog, I'll say the first time I had that beer, I really liked it, but every successive time you have it, that orange white claw comes more and more to the front. It's like
taste what you're saying. To me, it's like the pineapple and grapefruit mix make it taste more like an orange. I don't think it's a real orange in there. It might be an orange. But I'm picking up pineapple and grapefruit, so I'm thinking those mix, and it is kind of not great.
This is where I say that I would love to be able to force beer brewers to put on their label what exactly they're putting into it.
Yeah,
right.
Because
it's not right that they can get away with not putting it. I mean, they don't have to give away their secret,
And that's a Colorado beer,
but they should be telling us what is in it, especially if it's not natural.
We were talking about earlier cousins, and this is probably the Colorado beer, like for local, that they're trying to kill Colorado cousins that are marrying each other. This is it right here. We're trying to get rid of them.
All right, it's moving along. We're at JammerFan's description.
All right, so this is rated 72. Genesee obviously is more of a macro brand. They're going to get shit on all the review stuff. I would say that like anytime I'm reviewing Miller High Life or anything, I add 10 or 20 points to the Beer Advocate review because you have so much people trolling it for what it is. So that would put this to an 82.
Mhm.
And I would say I'm like right in there, like an 81 is what I would say, because it's not offensive. There's nothing offensive about this. And I remember, Jammer, I've watched like all your guys' reviews, and I remember one time you said that if a beer's not offensive, I have a hard time giving it a score less than 80, right? Because a 79 is like you've done shitty on the test, but at 80 is like you did good enough to pass. Like, you know, like you have a respect. At 80 to 83 is like, to me, like a average. That's like the okay, it's like, all right, you know, it's got some.
You didn't really put any effort into it, but you didn't also decide to, you know, completely tank it.
But it's a beer they can sell for $3.99 a 6-pack, and trust me, this is better than the Trader Joe beers from Minhas. And remember how you did that Minhas Advent calendar? That's the people that brew the Pilsner for which used to be back in the day $2.99. I would go in and get two. Now it's $5.49 for that same 6-pack.
That's outrageous.
And these are $3.99. This is pretty much the cheapest beer I could pretty much find in Colorado.
I'm sorry.
And you know, the thing about that is people who want a average taste in beer, you know, just something that they're not, like you said, not offensive.
Yeah.
And they're looking at the price. Like you say, you know, you were looking for something that wouldn't break the budget.
Yeah.
Right there you go. $3.99. Oh yeah, I could do that, and I'm getting a good buzz off of it, and it tastes okay. All right, fine.
Yeah, dude, Jammer, I was looking at sparkling water, and have you seen that Spindrift brand? Dude, it was like $8.99 for an 8-pack, and I'm like, that's more expensive than the Honey Brown, dude.
And the crazy thing about all those spiked waters, seltzers or whatever you want to call them, they're so damn cheap to make. Literally nothing to make them.
Yeah.
You know, and what people don't understand, each one of those, because we did that whole series of different seltzers, each one of them have this certain flavor. I don't know what it is. I wish I had a little more research on it, but that flavor that's almost like a film. And
to me, it's like almost like a corn cereal taste.
Yeah.
To me.
And that's because they're not using anything other than sweeteners to ferment the water. Right. Hey, thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing, liking, and sharing. Please tinkle the bell. We are the Spittle Swallow Beer Review. I am Jammer.
Shagdog.
Jammer Jr.
That's his daddy.
Old Chub.
Got it. Old Chub. All right. That's a Scottish ale, right?
Yeah.
I'll try to get my closest comparison to it.
I mean, I could do the Wiener beer, but I think Old Chub would be better to go ahead and get rid of.
Hey, do the Wiener beer next. You can talk about Old Chub and a Wiener. You know, you got Wieners and Chubs.
That's fine.
All right. All right. I'll see you in a second.
Yeah. In a second.